Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm glad to be here. I'm finally now caught up on like all my other videos for the front end of the car. So finally we can start moving on to some other stuff on this. So what we have going on here today that I'm going to be doing is we have a separate different tail light that we're going to be placing on this car. So if you don't know, these darts, there's like 4 different styles of tail lights on them, but basically there's really only 2 different kinds. There's ones that have the RaceTrack lights and they light up all the way across the back like the common, all the Dodges do. It's their classic signal for their taillights. And then you have the ones that they don't light up and they just look like this. They're just pretty much here for show. So this is the one that I have right now currently on the car, and then we're going to be switching it over to this one here, which does light up all the way across. For whatever reason, you don't really see a whole lot of darts with the actual RaceTrack lights on them. I don't know why that is, but I'm just going to show you real quick what these look like and what these do, and then we will swap these over and I'll just kind of talk to you real quick about what you need to do this. And while we're installing this, I also do have another piece here too as well. This is some tint that we're going to be placing on these parts right here, so we can go ahead and smoke this and also smoke this on my other one here too as well, so we can give it a nice good tint effect. Let's go ahead, hop in the car. We're gonna turn it on and I'm gonna show you what these ones look like. And we'll make sure to turn the lights on. Okay. On camera here, the only thing that lights up is going to be the actual turn signal lights here. It's just the ones on the side. So this middle section, it does not do anything except for the, I think the reverse lights may be in here. Other than that, this section is all just for looks. So let's go ahead and turn this off, and we're gonna remove this and install our other one here, and we'll see if this one lights up the way it should. For removing this, I already have the trunk popped on this. Normally there would be a piece of carpeting in here that you would need to take off just by some clips. I don't have that, so it makes it pretty easy here for us. Pretty much all we have though are these bolts right down the middle piece right here. So we got 3 of them. Looks like this little tab right here that just pokes through to center it. And then we have a clip over here. So if you pull this down, it's gonna be this clip right here. So I will try to see what, oh, okay, there we go. So it's just a little push button right here. All you do is push that in, and then this will slide down and you can remove that off. And then this piece right here, just get in here with a screwdriver and pry this out and you'll be able to remove this piece. And just taking a quick look, aside from these 3 nuts here in the middle, there's also ones that are hidden, but you have access to it right there. So don't forget these ones on the side too. 8mm too as well. All 5 of the nuts are removed here, and then we also have that clip out and disconnected. So now we will go ahead, pull this trunk lid down, and it should pop right out. I'll let you know if I have any trouble. I was having a little bit of trouble getting this off. I can get it to move, but I'm missing one last step that I was just taking a look at and that I saw. So over here where you have the actual, these are, I believe, the reverse bulbs. There's 2 nuts that are on here. We got one here and then one right here. So we need to loosen these first. So I'll go ahead and do that on both sides. We don't need to remove them, but just get them loose, just like so. And just like that. We'll hit the other side here too. Okay. Now if you take a look in here, you can actually see one of them. This clip right here, it's gonna hit on that frame part, and that's what's kind of locking this in place. So if we push this in, we'll be able to miss it, and you can already see we can push this up a lot right there. And I believe that, yep, so there's another one on the back side, looks like right in here. So you'll need to get that one too as well, but it's already wanting to separate now that we've loosened these nuts. So we're gonna go ahead and pinch this clip and try to push this out, see if we can get it all the way out, along with this one in the back here. Now with this off the car, what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean up this rear inside of all here and get all this dirt and debris out of here. And then I'm also going to clean up this other, my new tail light too as well. It's a little bit dirty, so we'll flip this over and clean up everything on this too as well. This is the 2 side by side So this is the one that I previously had on the car that does not have the RaceTrack light up lights that go around. And this is my new one right here that does. So when you do this and you're looking for it, like I mentioned, there's multiple different types of tail lights. What you need to do and what you're looking for is it's the keyless entry on it. So it's this little piece right here. There's a little square, and basically this car right here does not come equipped with the keyless entry. And the way that you find that out is when you look at this tab, it's either going to be flat and smooth and there's going to be no raised surface on it, just like this, or it will have a raised surface on it, almost like a button. And that means that the car does have keyless entry. So if you were to get the RaceTrack lights, because you didn't have the light up ones that go around, you would just need to make sure that you get the correct keyless entry one. And if you do that, everything should plug in properly and work just like it's supposed to. Everything's snapped right into place. Last thing we need to do is get this clip in here. So it should be the same exact clip. It's gonna work just how it should with this. Okay, all clipped in. We will go into the car, turn the key on, turn the lights on, so that way our outside running lights are also on. And well, let's cross our fingers. If this doesn't work, I'm definitely gonna look like an idiot. Okay. So, good news and bad news. The good news is that it works. It lights up. The bad news is that we are missing some sections here that are supposed to be lighting up. And interestingly enough, it's the same exact spots on both sides, which is really odd. I guess, I mean, it doesn't actually look too bad, if I'm being honest. I don't mind the look of it. It's in an interesting spot where the two are out. So I'm probably not gonna mess with it. I mean, it is what it is. I may possibly end up customizing these sections right here anyways with some like tinting tape just to give it like a cool, there's different decals you can get that are different tints for these that make it look pretty cool. I plan on tinting these out over here anyways and smoking these. I don't know what this black stuff is underneath this light here, but that's a little bit interesting. To say at the least, this mod does work as long as you do get the correct taillight. I know it's not supposed to work or look like this, but this is, I mean, proof that it does work at the least. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna tint these up now. I'm not gonna buy a whole nother different RaceTrack taillight that lights up just to replace this, just for these small little sections here. I just don't see it as being worth it. And aside from that, these aren't super cheap. Everybody wants these light up ones anyways. Next up, we're gonna be moving on to the tint for both these taillights and also the side pieces right here. So all this clear section is gonna be tinted off. This is by, looks like Crux Moto. This tint's pretty cheap. I think it was only like 15 or 20 bucks. So let's go ahead and get this package open here, and we're gonna clean up these areas with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then we can get to installing these. I have both of these laid out here. Everything is cleaned up with isopropyl alcohol. Make sure to get your edges. That is extremely important. That's gonna be the first spot that this will peel off if you don't clean off these edges and get those secured down really good. So, and I also do have as well, this is basically just like a slip solution is what this is. All it is just water and a couple drops of soap in here. We'll just shake it up. But we're going to peel one of these off of the backing here, and we're going to take it, align it up, get it where we want it. We're gonna spray some slip solution on the back side of it before we stick it on, and then we'll stick it on, slide it into place, and then we have the trusty squeegee here. We'll go ahead and squeegee out all that water and the slip solution from underneath it. Once we do that, it will be secure, and then we'll pretty much just take a heat gun to it, heat it on just to make sure it stays in place. And that's pretty much about it. I'm now going to start by laying this outside piece here first. I have my little piece of tint here. Make sure that you do have the correct one. There's two different sizes and there's two different sides. So just make sure you're using the correct piece of tint for this. We'll grab our slip solution right here. Take it, give it a couple sprays on the back side. You don't need it soaking wet, but just enough. So just like so. And we're gonna take it and align this up on here just as good as we can. So you want it to cover all of the clear part. So it looks like that's pretty good actually right there. So now what we're going to do is take the squeegee, and I'm just gonna squeegee it kind of from the inside going out. Just a little bit at a time here. You just want to get all of this water and slip solution out of the inside. And this is also what's going to tack it down too as well. So we'll come over here. And I'm kind of just like pulling on this side right here. Basically just to make sure that we can get all of this slip solution out. Okay, and then we'll just come out the side here. And we'll just go over it again. I'm going to also just kind of just dry it off real quick, just to make sure that everything is secured down. All right, just like that. Let's go over it one more time. So that's pretty much about good for that one. You will notice that there's going to be a little bit of an overhang over here on the edge. That's fine. What you can either do is, we still need to take a heat gun to this, so we can fold this over if it will let us, or you could also take a razor blade or an X-Acto knife and just cut that edge off. Either one's fine, but we're gonna move on to do this piece here next. We'll just grab our other piece off of here and just do the same exact process. So I'm just gonna put this on a time lapse for this one, and then we'll get the other two, and then we'll move on to the last step. We are now on. We got all the tint secured on there, so we're on to the last step. And per the directions even, it even says on here, heat the entire film on a low setting once applied to set it. So now we're just going to take our gun, set the camera up here, and just give it just on a low setting, just a little bit of heat. And we'll also go over it with our finger too as well. Right along the edges, that's where it's most likely to peel back up. And definitely get your corners too. And if you can, go ahead and take this and fold this over the edge over here if you do have any excess. It's usually the best thing to do with it. All right, just like so. So there's one of them. We'll go ahead and we'll do the rest of them, and these should pretty much be wrapped up by that point. And there you have it. Tint is official, and taillights light up for the most part. We're gonna have to figure this out. Other than that, that's gonna be a wrap for the video. Thanks for tuning in.